Hello and welcome to Be Powerful with Liz and Lee. It's a new day and we're so glad you're here.
So you can expect to hear candid conversations on what it means to be powerful. Live authentically, live in the midst of ups and downs, productively, and above all else, joyfully.
We are so thankful for you, our community of listeners, and we hope you enjoy today's show. Hi, Liz.
Hi, Lee.
Happy
Sexy
day.
Lee, what's up?
Ooh, feeling that today.
Yeah, you looking it.
Oh, well, okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
How are you?
Perfect. It's a beautiful
Wow.
sunny day.
Okay.
Saw
It's
some
Memorial
friends.
Day.
It's Memorial Day. You guys get to hear this week. I hope you had a good Memorial Day. We certainly did yesterday.
Yeah, we
saw
had a
some
party
friends.
on the weekend and now it's a work day.
Yeah, exactly. So I love it. I kind of
Yeah.
like this quiet sort of Memorial Day in the studio. You know, we already did our Sun and Fun, and it was fun.
It was
so much
fun.
fun.
I
Yeah.
know. So we'll just take a moment and be grateful for all the veterans who have fought and lost their lives in order to provide us with freedoms. And, you know, even though you're not listening or seeing this on Memorial Day, I think there shouldn't be a day that we don't go without thanking those who paved the way for us today.
For our freedom. My father would be one of those, and so would my brother. So, you know, happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day.
And yeah, so I think that's part of our podcast today. I just
Yeah.
thought of that, you know,
Okay.
as you were saying that,
Uh-huh.
the freedoms that we
Mm.
are so lucky to have here in the United States of America, that sometimes we take them quite for granted. So,
That's
but I
the
think
truth.
before we go there,
Yes.
you have something
Yes,
you want to
yes,
say.
yes.
Lee, go ahead.
Okay, Liz, what are two things that you enjoy doing on your days off from the studio?
Goodness, I like that. So I like a lot of things. Going to movies.
What, you like having a day off?
yeah, right. Days off from the studio.
Yeah, movies. Go back to that.
Going to movies. I mean,
Mhm.
going to movies on a sunny day because no one else is going to go in a cold theater with the popcorn that we buy and we get rid of, and we take our own, and then we take our own wine and we buy all the things because you got to support your local theater. That is really one of my favorite things to do is go to a movie.
Number one?
Number one. Number two is sleep in late.
Oh, good one.
I mean, you know, come on. I'm a sleeper. I love
Yeah.
to sleep. And I mean, I don't get enough, right? Who does?
Probably.
So what about, okay. This is that 2-thing game we're playing, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to keep forcing you to play
Yeah,
until it
it's
becomes,
so
it's like funnier now that,
well, it's funnier now that it's always like a hiccup for me. I'm like,
right.
what?
That's the funny part for me.
Yeah, well, okay. Lee, what are the 2 things you like about being a mom?
Oh my God. Kevin and
That was
Anna.
a layup. Okay, never mind.
No. I mean, obviously they're just I love my kids. So they've brought me so much joy in my life. But I think primarily they've taught me so many lessons. And I think the main one, God, there's so many, but I would say I really like the opportunity to have learned to basically like shut up and let them be themselves, for lack of a better articulate way to say that. I just think, you know, I have a boy, I have a girl, they're very different from one another. And so it's not always about me and that they're just some extension of me or who I want them to be. I mean, they're themselves.
You're a hell of a
And
mom.
I don't know, we're
You
all
are.
trying. And I mean, that's a philosophy that
Yeah.
I've grown into over time with them, that they are who they are and they just need me to love them
Yeah.
that way.
Don't we all?
Mm-hmm.
We all just need people to love us and just get out of the way.
Get out of the
Right?
way.
Get out of the way with your opinions and your bad ideas.
Oh, well, we got a lot of those
Yeah.
coming at us, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did a great job remembering and playing the game today. And I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to shout that out.
Thank you.
Well
thank you.
done. Way to start us out strong, baby.
Well, I mean, here we are. Let's get after it. So,
Okay. Where to begin? Good gracious. If you know it's Memorial Day season, you know what's been going on in the world between
right.
mass school shootings, between
Right. Here's the thing. We're the reason we're doing this podcast today on Memorial Day is because we did a podcast the other day and we were too sad to do it. Is that I mean,
That's accurate.
I listened to it and I said, Lee, we can't put out something this sad. There's too much sadness going on. So there's no upbeat way to talk about what's going on in our immediate world. This is no longer, it's in another place, but it's in the United States of America. And I believe that we'll just have to address it right off the bat, get the elephant out of the room, and say that we're both, or at least for me, I believe that our freedoms are being trampled on as citizens of this wonderful nation that all these amazing people, women and men, fought and died for. And the things that are going on with shootings, abortion, freedoms being taken away, and religious, hard fist, you're going to do it my way or the highway. Basically, right now in Texas, the largest state in our union, if you want the police to come, you call in an abortion. Do not call in a school shooting because they're not going to respond. But if you say you're going to have an abortion, good luck, because you're going to be arrested and taken to jail in Texas. So, that's extreme, I know, but that's got to get off our chest because I think it doesn't matter what side of the spectrum of the political Republican or Democrat you're on. I think we can all agree that a woman's body is her own dominion and she decides on her reproductive rights. Religion, yes. I mean, you may have that religious thought that no, abortion is not correct. I am pro-life, meaning I'm pro-life for children in school and babies being born, but I'm also pro-freedom and pro-women, which means that women should always have the choice to make a choice about what they do with their body. It should be nothing to have no one in government, and certainly no man should have dominion over a woman. So there goes that religious thought.
Yeah. I mean, so, I think what we know is that everybody feels affected and saddened and confused and worried and anxious about the state of things. And that's been going on for several years, if you include the pandemic that we're trying to emerge from, that life has just kind of changed in that way. And now we just see such extremism in beliefs and extreme horrible happenings in the world and in the news. And, sometimes it's really heavy, but it also gives us the opportunity to discuss it and try to make things better.
Exactly. And so we speak out about a lot of things that we're certainly not qualified in, but we are human beings and we're qualified to speak for humans. This situation we have, and I believe that, the racism in America, the pro-gun lobby that says you can certainly have an AR-14 and just like blow people away anytime you want to,
15.
which, I am not talking to you to gun. No, everyone appreciates gun owners. We're not working against the Second Amendment. We're working for children and humans to live their lives and not be afraid to go to the movie on a beautiful afternoon or sit in a classroom and not be destroyed.
Can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
Just a side note anecdote. I ran into somebody a little while ago at the grocery store who had gone on vacation, and it was fun for them because they hadn't really done that post-pandemic. And it was Spoleto in Charleston, and it was like a big event, outdoor, beautiful, celebrating art and life. And she did say it just felt really weird. Like I looked around and there was no security, and I just felt uncomfortable.
Wow.
Like that we as humans and adults and people can go into a mass area and think, well, maybe today's the day that someone comes and shoots us all dead.
Right.
I mean, it's
unreal.
unbelievable.
Except that it's not unreal. So the point
not
I
at
was
all.
going to make is it's very real. And for us to say, wow, I'm shocked. What's happened is to not acknowledge the fact that we've all played a part, whether we've been vocal, and most of us have been non-vocal, and watching it be okay for people to disparage people of another race, meaning if you're not white and mostly not male, but kind of honestly, women are being disparaged as well, of course, with all this going on with the abortion. But for us to be shocked that to me, it's all related. The guns, the patriarchy is, this whole guns, this whole dominion over women, and we're going to choose whether or not you can have an abortion. I certainly honor people that are very pro-life and in their heart and soul believe that no one should have an abortion. But that doesn't
mean
mean
that it needs
that
to be a
they
regulated law.
regulate that on people that don't feel that way,
That's
including
right.
people that are non-Christian.
That's right.
So we shouldn't be surprised. And to me, that we talked about this about 4 or 5 podcasts ago. It's like the bigotry and the hard right wing people of the political spectrum have literally captured Christianity.
Right, right.
And that is, to me, just anti everything, anti Jesus.
Well, exactly, because I think we both stand on the same platform of believing that Christianity for us is doing as a Christ figure would do for
Right.
you, that we ultimately care about other human beings.
right.
And so anything off that platform just doesn't feel like actually religious and full of love. So that when you take a political stance and put religion backing it in order to get the votes of a certain group, to me, that's just utter
You're just a whore.
nonsense.
That is just prostituting. I mean, to me, I'm watching the people that are, they are like, thoughts and prayers. They are, let's arm let's have one door into a school and arm our teachers. You know what? First of all, these children had an armed guard in Texas recently. There was an armed guard, I
That
believe,
didn't
in
help.
Buffalo, New York, where a white
There
racist
was.
came and killed all these Black people. I believe there were people armed, and that doesn't seem to matter.
No.
You can't just, have we not learned that rearming and more guns do not
Right.
work? They make us deader,
Right.
and they're destroying this town. They're destroying our country.
nation, right?
Yeah.
And so, to be fair, there is the other side of the far right spectrum. It's a far left spectrum. So until we get to a place where we equally use two political platforms to actually be checking and balancing each other and create productive laws that are for the greater good, that leave religion out of it.
That's going to be, that's a pie in the sky thought
I
to
know.
me right now. Right now, we've got to vote. Right now, honestly, we try not to play politics here, but we've got to say this. I fear for my grandchildren. I fear for my
100%.
daughter. I fear for my people I love and know. And we've got to vote, and then we've got to know exactly who we're voting for.
Right.
There's no longer the voting for your pocketbook thing. You just can't do it right now.
No.
You just can't, because the things on the table with gun laws and with women's freedoms that are getting ready to be taken away from if Roe versus Wade gets turned over. And trust me, it is not just, I know that the people that are pro-life are going to celebrate, but they might not celebrate when they can't buy birth control one day, or,
Right.
I get it. We all have different opinions, but we cannot, as a nation, place those opinions on one another through law. So, yes, I willingly, I consider myself very pro-life because I want my grandchildren to live. But if I see their,
Well, it's the usual thing. I mean, until it happens to you, how far are you going to go? Like, we
Right.
just keep living in these bubbles, and it's going to keep getting closer and closer and closer to
Well, it
us
is
if
close.
it hasn't
who
already.
hasn't already experienced it. So what do we want to say here? The point of this, bringing this up, because this is the second time we've tried to kind of go through a podcast during this dark time, is to vote and to pay attention and to hold your own self accountable. Like, maybe you've always voted one way, whichever way that is. Talk to somebody on the other side of the street, literally.
Right.
And think and have a discussion. Open your mind to what's best for the nation as a whole. Status quo is definitely not working.
No.
And this is not about who's the president of the United States, but this is right now. Right now, we've got a Senate that is not passing gun laws.
Right.
And we're not talking about anything like taking away guns. Everybody wants to keep their guns. Second Amendment, yay, go. But this is a group of, now it's Republicans, 50 of them, that are holding America hostage because they simply don't want to even vote on dropping the age or raising the age to 21 instead of 18, or taking AR-14s or the
AR-15s.
AR-15s off the street.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I actually don't believe that civilians should have guns. That's just a personal belief because probably I didn't grow up with any. I've never used one. I'm not interested. But it doesn't mean that I don't want everybody else to have their freedom to the Second
Go hunting.
Amendment.
Have a blast. Do
However,
whatever you
it
want.
is the importance about the gun laws and the regulation of the age and the stability and the background checks. Like, you keep seeing things about how hard it is to get a Komodo dragon.
Yeah.
How much harder that is than to get a gun. And it's like, this is just
harder to get a beer.
backward.
It's hard to buy cigarettes.
Backward
You
thinking.
can't buy cigarettes when you're at 18. Don't you have to be 21 or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. You haven't bought. You're from Winston-Salem.
It's
You're
been
supposed to know this
it's
stuff.
been a hot second since I bought the cigarettes.
Yeah. So
Right, but it is like saying, and the whole thing about mental health. Yeah, that's a problem too, but it's not like the reason we're at this predicament.
No.
It's the guns that are the problem. So it's a yes and.
It's a yes
And if you want the government out of your business, then why are you preaching for abortion to be overturned?
Right.
Like, again, out of your business. So it's just so many things out of the corners of the mouth that just work for people the way they want them for their lives to make it easier and better. And we've got to be less selfish and fix this.
Yeah. At the same time, we need to be selfish and fix this. We need to take care of ourselves and the people we love, and we need to vote. And that's all we have to do.
Okay.
We have to vote, and we have to be honest with our children about what's going on. And when you get a chance to tell your story about whatever's going on, you do it. And you don't let the status quo walk into your house. I have a rule now when you walk into my home, and I believe I've had this rule for a while. I don't allow racial commentary, jokes. I have no trouble saying no. Learn to say no. Learn to say no in a conversation where people just think it's okay to disparage a group because of their racial makeup or women or gay people. Here we are. We're rolling into Pride Month.
Yeah.
And Lee and I are excited about that. And as a matter of fact, everybody listening out there, we want someone to talk to about that.
Yeah.
And because the LGBTQ community, boy, you talk about down they are way down at the
bottom of the totem pole. Yeah.
What if you're transgender and you need to get an abortion? Can you imagine what they'd have to go through? I mean, there's just a lot on the table, and it's no longer just okay for the white male patriarchy, which is what it is, to run things. I think we're just sort of like, we need to wake up and we need to vote. So
yeah, I mean, I think this experience is us, noticing and acknowledging how painful this has been. And that's okay if you're feeling heavy right now because it is heavy. But then the next part is, what can you do about it? So there's plenty of people far more knowledgeable with much more, specific expertise and information about what to do. But it is, like you're saying, about challenging your thoughts and thinking a little bit bigger and broader about why you have those thoughts and what's most important. I mean, I have this weird thing where sometimes I kind of think it's just so odd that we're all human. Like, that every person walking on the planet is basically made the same way, and every single person on the planet is 100% different from one another. So it's like that way to celebrate, like, we are all one person.
Sounds like
the uniqueness and the differentiation between all of us should be what's making us greater and not worse.
Not destroying us.
Yep.
And historically, that's been we're better than you. We're going to take it.
Yep.
So
power.
So, if we're all that we say we are in a bag of chips in the United States of America, it's time for us to vote smartly and to vote people into the office that keep our union safe and together. And that doesn't mean arming ourselves to the hilt. It means allowing people that want to have their guns to have their guns, but make sure that they're mentally capable of owning those guns and being smart. You're talking about mental health and making sure our kids do not feel terrorized. I don't think it's the kids that are, of course, the kids that are terrorized that have been around these school shootings.
God,
but my
I can't
own grandchildren are, and your children are seasoned every day. Here's the drill. if I was never drilled what to do if a live shooter came into my
Right.
classroom, that would terrify me as it was. What I was drilled as, because I'm of the generation of the Cold War,
Right.
was diving under your desk
Bomb
in
threat.
case of a nuclear
Yeah.
bomb, which I guess that's also on the table now, thanks Putin. But that used to terrify me, the whole thought of that. So for these kids to always have this thing
Like a
going
low
on,
level sense of
Yeah.
insecurity
Yeah.
and this desensitizing
yes,
to violence, so that if that becomes such the norm, to expect that in the
Right.
news every week is just atrocious.
Right. So can we make 2 calls out right now?
Okay.
We would like for someone that disagrees with us,
Mm-hmm.
maybe a whatever.
I've
To
had
call us and really
people reach out.
We will pull you up in here because we really want that. I think the conversation is important. And then the second is we really want somebody in the gay community to
be on the
contact
podcast.
us, because we really don't know who to talk to, and we've reached out and we haven't gotten any feedback yet. And we really are excited about June, right?
Yes.
Because tell them about June.
Well, besides Pride Month?
No, that's pretty much it.
Oh, okay. Well, we do have, this is coming out this week. And
that's
so
right.
in
Yeah.
2 weeks, on June the 13th, it's a Monday at the studio, we are
Yes.
going to take our podcast live.
Yes.
So you and I will have all this on and recording, but we want you all in the audience to make it a little more fun Q&A.
Yeah.
We'll
It's
cover
free.
some great topics, free.
Oh, there'll be drinks too.
Thank you, Mayor.
And food.
Mayor,
Oh, we got
M-E-R-E,
Mayor. I didn't know
our
you
girl.
didn't tell me Mayor was doing this.
Yeah.
Y'all
Y'all
then
know
you have to
Mayor's
come.
in Charlotte, wine and cheese extraordinaire.
Absolutely,
So she's going to
Park
give
Road.
us some goodies. And we're going to have a good time. And if this, you're out of town or you can't get away from work, it'll obviously be a recorded podcast. And we'll do it again, I hope, because that just excites me. I think that's really
Me too.
fun to be with our
Going
crew.
live. And it's summer, and a lot of you guys might be out of town, but those of you that are in, come on in. We've already got a kind of a good little group coming in. But we want some diversity. We want somebody to, and we're calling it the Be Power Hour.
Power Hour.
So it's going to be a little bit of everything, but we're also going to be really open to your conversations and your questions to what we're talking about.
What if they do 2 things and you don't like it? So you got to prepare.
Oh, maybe that's good. and this is funny. I was talking to a guy yesterday at this great party we went to.
That was
Sorry,
fun.
I'm just going to, okay, I can't think of his name right now, but he goes, you can't
John?
ask, John.
Yeah.
You can't ask me anything that I'm afraid to answer. And I said, gosh, me
You
either.
too. Yeah.
And so I'm like, there's so few people that you can't ask any of them. They probably can ask you something, right? Are you
What do you
afraid to
mean?
answer something? Like, are you?
Probably.
Yeah, but I'm not.
just more of a scaredy cat. You're like,
So go
give it
after
to me.
Lee on the front. Yeah, I don't care.
God.
Yeah, or test me out. I'm always a good test.
You're a good test. I know.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
Well, I think that's important is that you're an open book, and I think people know that. And there are obvious, I guess, boundaries about.
yeah. Well, I
don't
remember
know.
not being open book.
That's right.
And
so
that was
like,
not happy.
Yeah.
Being an open book is not a bad place to be once everybody gets over the shock, or you get over the shock of them knowing who you actually are.
right.
I mean, it's funny. People are really more conscious about who they are than like looking at you. They'll maybe go, wow, really? She's gay now? Wow. I thought she was married. Wow. Okay, cool. Well, more about me.
cool.
And then they go
I'm sure
back
that's
to
how most of the conversations went. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Back to me.
Yeah. But so be fearless, be yourself, and don't be afraid, because most people are just going to go, wow, okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool. Or, ooh, I'm never speaking to you again. And pretty
There's
much you
that.
don't need that anyway.
There's that.
Yeah. So, that's our goal. I mean, that's always our goal, is to be ourselves and be our
Right.
most authentic and truth-telling selves. And sometimes those truths can be harder to say, and sometimes they can get you in some deep water, but they always free you from the constraints of being false and
Yeah.
fake. And,
Yeah.
and I've lived many years doing the thing. I didn't even think I was being false.
Yeah, of course.
I thought I was being real.
Well, so what is it that always takes you out of that, or puts you in the knowledge of knowing, oh, is that just time and reflection?
No, don't you think it's the things that if there's a constant thing in your life that is just not comfortable, or not, it's not comfortable, but something that you really about you just don't like. I mean, I know all of us have those things. Sometimes we do things we want to be. Sometimes we're with people that just make us uncomfortable.
Sure.
then
I get it.
you need to get away from those
Right.
people.
Or if you're feeling that kind of strain of, I don't know, toxicity for lack of a better word. If everything is a struggle or hard or you're frustrated or, I think those are kind of some red flags that you're
Right.
not
And if they're people you
functioning
love,
on that
like,
level.
I mean, I love my people so much, but boy, my people and I, meaning my family and I, have had to delve deep and go through a lot of heart-wrenching conversations when, everything is not the way
Right.
it was presented to be.
Yeah.
So it's worth it, because on the other end of those tough conversations are daylight
Yeah.
and literal rainbows. Don't you think?
Well,
I mean, yeah.
yes, rainbows between the two of us for Pride Month.
Yeah, we're gonna get the flag out too, the big flag. I keep talking about
You've
that.
talked about that for a
It's
while.
still-
we got it in Portland, and we're gonna
fly it high.
wave that flag.
Yeah,
And that's what I do. I always say the anticipation for me personally is always so much harder than the reality.
oh yeah,
Right?
for everybody.
Like the
don't you
more we
think?
worry,
Yeah.
the worse it is. And then you actually say it, do it, bring
Right.
it up, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that wasn't that bad. And now I feel so much better
Right. No, it's
to confront your
Right.
demons.
or just to confront reality. Maybe you're just living in a reality where it's just okay for people to do things that make you feel bad, and you're like, oh, it's just me. Say it. What's the
Right.
worst that can happen? Oh, maybe
is
you're
your
wrong.
motto.
Actually, well,
Well,
guess what?
can learn
We're
from
wrong
that.
all the time.
Yeah.
And but anyway, so yeah, we're excited about that. Come to the podcast, the live podcast.
Live podcast, Pride Month, a little bit of summer travel we're excited
Oh,
about.
yeah. You know what we might do?
What?
All right. So our new producer, hi Kristen. We are thinking about, we're going to be in Italy when
We are.
So we're not going to tell you when, but sometime in the summer, and we might even podcast from there.
Oh, we definitely will.
I mean,
We know the easy
we have
way
a
to
good
do it
time,
now.
and it'll be hard to get around the times you're drinking and not drinking and
touring and
yeah.
walking.
But we're thinking about doing it there. Just
Yeah, for
because,
sure.
Yeah, because that would be fun.
We could do it at the beach. So school's coming out. We're taking a family trip to the beach.
Yes,
so we'll
we
get
are.
to
Can't
do
wait.
that
The whole
for
family,
a week,
the
which
whole
is
modern
lovely.
family is going to the beach
Yeah.
together.
So that'll be fun. We can podcast from there if we want as a practice run. We do have a very wonderful trip coming up in Italy. We're going to Florence and Tuscany.
Yep.
Never been. You've done this before.
Yeah, but not this way.
Not this way.
Not with the gay.
me.
I'm not with the pride flag flying.
So our friend Lucy Williams helped me plan this,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
And then we'll be here holding down the fort. If you are a client, come into the studio, look for our new class times because we've got a lot,
yeah.
like 7 a.m.s, 4 p.m.s.
My favorite one is
What?
the 4 p.m.
I know you're excited.
There's one today, and some of you guys might have gone. It's on Memorial Day, and we're probably not going to go today because we're actually
I've already
podcasting around now.
worked 2 classes.
Yeah, you've
I'm
already
good.
done 2 classes, but we're going to start doing Tuesdays 4 p.m.,
Thursdays?
Thursdays 4 p.m., Sundays 4 p.m. And that's another thing. Let us know because some of you guys
Friday 4 p.m.
Friday 4 p.m. A lot of people are like, shoot, don't you have anything that's not in the morning?
Right.
And not everybody wants to get it done in the morning, and not everybody's biological clock is that way. And that would be me.
That would be you. That would be you. So that's a lot of fun stuff. So everybody, if you're traveling, be safe.
Yes.
Don't forget to
And let us know about your trips too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're all itching to get out and just do anything after being, captured by COVID for 3 years. So yeah,
be safe.
keep in touch,
Keep
and
moving.
for heaven's sakes, keep moving.
You can stream us or Zoom us anywhere you are.
That's right.
And we'll try to keep working out. Sometimes on vacation, we cold turkey it.
Yeah. No, I don't work out on vacation.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Sometimes
something-
I have to. I have to get up and kind of
different
sweat it
people.
out every now and then.
I have never worked on vacation. Vacation for me is vacation. And I think this is a health tip. I'm going to make this a health tip.
Okay.
I think if you are a person that takes very good care of yourself and you do work out enough and not over workout, really,
Right.
but at least 5 times a week and do something very physical that really pushes your body to an edge, then on vacation, your body appreciates and needs that rest.
Yeah.
That's me. And I'll see you go work out, and I'll be at the wherever fine chateau we're staying in. I'll be sipping my Turkish coffee, and I'll be reading my whatever New York Times, whatever they've been. The Italian
New York
Times
in Italy. Give it a break.
Yeah.
See what's going on in the world.
She comes
But
back
we
sweaty
go on
and
lots
like,
of walks. Most of our,
They can't. Well, don't you think travel
touring
is,
around is active?
It's movement. So, but anyway, that's good tips. Just enjoy your life and make sure you're not constantly checking off the boxes of to do, especially when you take that vacation this summer or whenever you take that vacation, because we're leaving that box at home and the pencil that came with it.
That was funny.
So what
All
you
right,
what you got? Are we
good.
good?
We're
Have we
good.
gotten this off our chest? We had to
Yeah,
talk about that.
I
We just
think-
want you guys to vote, and vote. And
Okay.
pay attention to who these people are and what your interests are and how you want your children to live their lives. Bam. That's all I
Can't
got to
say
say on
any.
that.
Yeah.
That's it.
There you go. Way to go, Liz Hilliard. I love
Way
you.
to go, Lee Connelly. I love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening to us today, wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, you can now find our podcast on YouTube.
Yeah. If you liked it, please share, rate, and review. We love 5 stars. And we hope you'll work out with us online or in studio at HilliardStudioMethod.com.